I'd like to ask the Minister for Environment, Food and Agriculture, pursuant to his written answer on August 2018, if you would make a further statement on the implementation of the EU discard regulations on the Manx fisheries industry.
Call on the Minister for the Environment, Food and Agriculture to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Further to my statements to Tynwald Court in August and October 2018, I can confirm that EU landing obligations or discard bans came into effect in Manx waters on the 1st of January 2019. Honourable members will recall this is a fisheries conservation measure designed to eliminate the practice of throwing unwanted fish catches overboard at sea. The landing obligation requires that all catches of internationally regulated commercial fish species are landed and counted against quota. To ensure compliance in Manx waters, from the 1st of January 2019, the requirements of the landing obligation were implemented to the conditions of the Isle of Man sea fishing licence issued in accordance with the Fisheries Act 2012. The Sea Fishing Licences Regulations 2018 prohibit fishing other than in accordance with the conditions of a sea fishing licence issued by my department. Officers of the department worked alongside local industry in the months before implementation to ensure fishermen and processors were fully aware of the requirements of the obligation and that appropriate arrangements were in place to secure the relevant quota for bycatch. Since implementation, officers have carried out various enforcement checks to ensure compliance, and I can confirm that bycatch is now being appropriately recorded and landed, with the bulk being stored by local processors to be used as bait for commercial potting fishery. Some of the bycatch has the potential to be marketed for human consumption, and this option is being actively explored by one of our processors. Members will recall the concerns that the Manx Fisheries Producers Organisation may not hold sufficient quota to ensure compliance with the landing obligation, particularly with regard to bycatch encountered in the Queen Scallop net fishery, thus risking an early closure of this fishery. The Department has worked closely with the UK's Marine Management Organisation Fisheries Quota Team to ensure a satisfactory arrangement to support the needs of our local industry. Following our agreement, I understand the Chief Executive of the MFPO has now arranged for the Marine Management Organisation to secure the necessary additional quota to permit the fishery to operate without any early closure. One outstanding matter throughout the UK and in our seas, there is a shortage of whiting quota, and we continue to work with the UK to agree a British Isles-wide solution on this matter. The present king scallop fishery is not affected, though a solution will be required for the queen scallop fishery, which opens in July, although current indications are that the problem will be solved by then. So therefore, in summary, fish which used to be discarded back into the sea, normally dead, is now being used to substitute for imported bait and potentially for human consumption.
Question, Ms August-Hanson.
I'd like to ask, has it actually been established then within the department that that this would fall into licensing?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. Yes, I think I made that clear at the beginning. The bycatch regulations are a licence condition imposed on the Manx fishing licence, and people cannot fish in our territorial sea without that licence, so it's part of the licence conditions.
Supplementary question, Mr Hooper.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I'd like to thank the Minister for confirming that the issue is at least resolved for the moment. Can you just confirm the allocation of quota that he mentioned in order to keep the fisheries open? Is that a one-a-year agreement, or is that going to carry on going forwards?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. At present, the situation is fluid, but from what I understand from the producers' organisation, the quota that has already been acquired, as it were, is on a permanent basis, although quota is tradable, and it does trade within the organisations.
Supplementary question, Ms August-Hanson.
I'd like to thank the Minister for his response on this, and also members, staff within his department that have been so open as well about this particular subject matter. But can I ask what consultation is being done with industry at present by DEFA?
Minister to reply.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I'm not quite sure where the question is coming from. In terms of contact with the producer organisation, we work very closely with them and talk about all aspects of present, the fisheries situation is moving in directions because of Brexit and the London Convention and various other things fall shortly. So there's a lot of discussion going along at DEFRA level as well as with producer organisations. There's no direct consultation as such at the moment.